Welcome to my podcast. Today, I have a very special guest joining us, Horace Rafiq. He's an expert on health, focusing on alcohol and drug-related. He's going to be talking about the role of alcohol in the deformation of society.
What up, gang?
Personally, I don't drink because of multiple different reasons. However, I thought it was extremely important that I bring it up to my audience because alcoholism affects millions of people and different families across the globe.
That's so real.
Horace, why don't you tell us about some of the potential issues that go along with alcoholism?
Well, alcohol has a number of potential effects on health. Many forms of alcoholic drinks, such as beer, can lead to weight gain. That's why we have that famous saying called beer belly.
Damn, no way. I never really thought of it like that.
That's so real. As a wise man once said, alcohol can be very troublesome if you take it too far. That's why you should keep your foot off the gas pedal, dudes. That's my favorite saying.
Oh, really? Well, Horace, what age groups should be drinking alcohol? And who's affected by the issue of alcohol and the addiction of it?
It's very important that we address that absolutely no one should be drinking alcohol, especially minors.
No way.
My target audience for my messages about alcohol is absolutely every age because all people can be affected by this issue. Because minors sometimes drink because of bad influences, and maybe even little kids can be affected, for example, if their family members are drinking at a young age.
No way. I never really thought about that. But Horace, it's time for me to be honest with you. I have a second guest on the podcast to talk to you. Let's bring out our expert on mental health. Mr. McLean, come on in. Hello, Mr. McLean.
Hello.
Hello, Scott. I have brought you on here today to help us get some insight onto the complex way that alcohol affects people's lives.
Thanks, dude. It means a lot. I heard what you were saying before, Mr. Rafiq, and I just want to say you brought up some good points. However, I believe there are other perspectives that need to be addressed, which you're failing to point out.
What is you yapping about?
Well, in reality, alcohol can be beneficial to some people if consumed in moderation, and assuming, of course, they're over 18 years old.
Blasphemy!
Dude,
let him talk.
Stop. Calm down.
Thanks, Indy and Zion. As I was saying, alcohol can be healthy when consumed in moderation, but it is important not to overindulge and not to drink if there is a health threat for you. This could be something as simple as being pregnant or being underage, but it could be a mental health reason.
Could you please elaborate on that last point that you just made?
Well, one potential mental health related conflict could be if you've had issues with alcoholism in the past. If you know that you can't control yourself, then it could be a good idea not to drink at all.
What a waffler!
Dude, stop. Matter of fact, I think you need to leave. Get him out. Get him out. How disrespectful. Leave. Yeah. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that, Scott. But now that our distraction is out of the way, I understand that you have a campaign going on about alcohol, informing the public, educating them about the risks as well as the potential benefits of alcohol.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Hey,
Get him out! Get him out!
What a legend!
Yeah. Let's wait for our special guest to come back.
Welcome back, Mr. McLean.
Nice one. Congratulations.
well, okay, as I was saying before, my goal with coming on this podcast is to use your platform to help educate people about the dangers as well as the possible benefits that alcohol may present. This is because many people already have fixed opinions on the subject and aren't open to discussion as their opinion is already set in place.
Horace, when you say the things that you say on this podcast to such a large audience, you're causing issues with the physical environment that people are living in as a result of alcoholism, because the misinformation that you're providing is hindering people on their abilities to navigate the issues caused by alcoholism.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to tell you the determinants of health related with alcohol. Well, firstly, we have when you're exposed to alcohol at a young age, that can influence you drinking alcohol later on in life. And when there's sadness and things that aren't going well in your life, you can use alcohol to cope with stuff. And that's one of the main ways people cope with stuff that's going on in life.
Stress and stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I understand completely what you're saying. However, I think that your messaging is a little off, because when you tell people to avoid alcohol in its entirety, that doesn't necessarily do something. However, when you tell people strategies for using it efficiently and without overindulging, that can help people to navigate it effectively without cutting them off completely, which often will just cause people to overindulge as a result of a lack of education and a way of rebelling against what they've been told.
Yeah, because they might grow like more addiction towards it as they have it less of it. You know what I mean? Anyways, dude, no way both of you were that knowledgeable. I had never known. That should be a wrap on today's episode. Thank you for joining us on the Zia Chuck TJ Cream Z-Man podcast, and see you all next week.
Thank you, Zion. Thank you,
Thanks
Rob.
for having. Appreciate it.
Okay, but the problem is we don't have the.
Dude, no way the two of you were that knowledgeable. I never knew that. I really appreciate having the two of you on my podcast as guests today to help inform my audience of the consequences as well as the potential benefits of alcohol. Thank you for joining us today on the Zay Chuck TJ Cream Z-Man podcast. See you all next week.
Goal!
Yo, no.